Karaoke, anybody?
Morning, Katie.
Good morning, everybody. How is everybody? My PowerPoint's loading.
Doing good.
Everybody good?
Yes.
All right, let's see. Can y'all hear me okay? Is everybody? Can you hear
I
me?
can.
Pretty good. Okay, I've got the, I don't have the camera set up, so hopefully you guys can kind of hear me okay, and it's not echoing too bad. And anybody that we've got some people here in the room in Montgomery. I know you guys in Auburn have some people in the room. Y'all had some internet connection issues this morning. We'll just do the best we can, as always, right? So to start us off this morning, my slides are messed up, but that's okay. Our mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And I wanted to talk about this morning to start us off. We normally start with the gratitude, so the slides got mixed up. We're just going to start here. What does a business worth owning mean to you? What does that mean to you? What do you hear when you hear a business worth owning? The sharing portion. All right, Ms. TJ.
For me, so I feel like a business worth owning is something that's going to fulfill you creatively and also financially and be aligned with what it is that you want to do, your desire.
So she said a business worth owning is something that fulfills you and you have creativity in it and it helps fulfill your desires. So and making money, all right? So businesses are for profit for sure, right? I say that definitely is part of it. Right. You definitely want to have a business worth owning to me is a profitable business, right? I don't think we're all foolish enough to say, no, we don't care about that because we do. Anybody else? What does a business worth owning mean to you? Anybody in Zoom land want to speak up?
Business worth owning to me is being able to run your business a way that others will want to buy into.
So running your business, like you're saying, sharing your mission and that others are connecting with you through that.
Yeah. Yes. Having missions and values that others will want to be a part of.
Well, that's exactly true, Vicki, because if you think about businesses that people are a part of, right? Or even you've seen some sales businesses that is like a branch of a brand. If you're a branch of the brand, you don't necessarily get to have your own brand or your own mission or your own vision, right? And so that's what's so cool about real estate in KW is you get to have your own brand and it gets to tie into kind of what KW is already doing. And most people join for the mission. Most people join for either the mission, vision, or values. And so there's some alignment starting off right there. And you can just grow upon that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? One more person, a business worth owning. What does that mean to you? Okay, building relationships and creating a network of people. Okay, that's a good business worth owning. To me, a business worth owning is something that you want to be a part of. It's not something you're, 8 to 5, you're like, oh gosh, I gotta do this again. How many people do we know that do that? Or how many of us did that before we got into real estate?
Yes.
Yeah. You get a tire passion into it, right?
Yes.
Was somebody else talking? Sorry. Okay. All right. Here we go. See, my slides are mixed up. Gratitude, numbers, and intentions. How are we doing? What are we thankful for? What are our numbers looking like? That could be closings, that can be contacts, That could be, you know, for those of you brand new, where are you at on your first 100-day list? What are your intentions? This conversation is to bring us all together, help remind us that we have gratitude and we're thankful, and then just keep us focused as we're doing the activities. Who wants to go first? All right.
I'm thankful for the new agents that were the agents.
Here, hold on, Shakira. I'll mute and you can open up.
Okay, I'm grateful for the agents that are in the PC program that have stepped in and stepped up and are really doing the first 100-day activities. They're setting their meetings with me. And I can really tell that their business is going to fly. They're going to fly. And I'm not going to want to let them go like Ms. Vicky didn't want to let us go at one point. But they are really doing the job. They're showing up and they are going to show out. And I'm so proud of them.
See, we have a whole production set here. Could everybody hear Shakira okay?
Yes.
All right, Miss Anita, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just saying, yes, I can hear.
Oh, good, thank you. All right, who else? Gratitude, numbers, intentions. Where we at, guys? Team meeting, I missed y'all last week.
Can we give non-work-related gratitude?
Sarah, are you talking?
Yeah, can you not hear me?
Can everybody else hear her?
I can.
Yes.
Was just saying that I'm grateful that school started back because it gives my son something to do, and so far he seems to like it.
Yay! We love school.
That's what I'm grateful for this week.
That's a very good thing to be grateful for. You know, we didn't know we needed to be grateful for until COVID. Now we understand. The teachers and the schools are our lifelines. For sure, for sure. Especially on the business people working from home and entrepreneurs. I mean, golly, double timing it all the time. That's right. All right, one more person. Come on, let's share some gratitude this morning. Let's get the energy up a little bit.
Well, I'm just thankful for the diversity of people with their ideas that we can implement things to be able to help every agent, whether it's dual career or full-time real estate. So I'm just thankful for that because I am excited about where I see the productivity program going.
Yes, and we have some exciting announcements this morning to share with everybody in regards to the productivity coaching program. And I just, you know, just to top off of that, Vicki, I'll speak for myself and Adam and our both office leadership teams. We're just so proud to be in business with such leaders. And it doesn't mean you don't have to have a title to be a leader. So we have seen so many people come up and lean in and serve others, whether it's just, hey, I got some questions, literally this morning. Yesterday, hey, in Auburn, walking through, oh, I've got a question about this, that, and the other. You guys are really what's so great about our offices because you care about each other. You're not going to leave anyone in the lurch. Hey, you know, Sarah, for example, you worked with one of our agents on 10 million. She had 10 million emails in her inbox. That's not necessarily kind of your thing. And yet just taking time to say, hey, here's some things you can do. It doesn't take a lot of energy to just kind of give each other a little help or a little advice. And I see you guys just continuously doing that. And I just want to say, we're proud to be in business with people like you. So thanks for all you guys do. We're grateful for y'all. All right, so we want to say congratulations to Miss Palmer Pope. She capped recently, so yay, Palmer. And she'll be getting her new fancy capper package. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we have the opportunity to have a new capper branding package. It has a $25 branding gift card from Brandco, who does our name tags and cards and things. They have some pretty cool looking stuff. A nice coffee mug that says 2021 Capper, a hat, and then a little plaque for your desk. So all of our cappers now, as you guys cap and roll over, we'll be able to get you those packages. So it's just a nice little incentive, a little fun thing. Not that 100% of your money is not enough, but just another way to celebrate you guys. And we also want to congratulate our top producers for July. So our top producers in Auburn all had $1 million months, over $1 million. So Ginger Gary, Palmer Pope, and Will Tampling, congratulations. Way to kill it, man. That's awesome. And then we also want to congratulate for Montgomery, Evelyn Frieden, and Laquan Hurd. So Evelyn had $1 million month and Laquan was right there at it. So that's awesome. We are honored to be in business with you guys, and we're happy to continue celebrating y'all's victories. So, new disappearing cap criteria. Who knows what the disappearing cap is? Anybody?
Somebody coming in that's already sold a certain volume?
Yes. And actually, hold that thought, because I also did not give Susan a slide, but Susan has a couple of announcements before she's got to take a kid to the doctor. So I'm going to let her jump in and then we'll do more. Is she, oh, never mind. We'll keep going. Okay. So the disappearing cap is a way to take each agent that's here with us. Everybody has the same cap of $20,000. It's a way to lessen that. So by having someone join our company, naming you the sponsor at a certain market share agent at a certain production level, you get to reduce your cap by a certain level. And we made some adjustments to that yesterday. And we wanted to make it a little more appealing to you guys, a little more exciting. And so we've got some new criteria around it. So the new criteria, gotta move my screens, guys. So the referring agent, for instance, Vicky, you're doing a deal with John Smith. Why not? He's the example for everything. John Smith and you are doing a deal together. You think he's awesome. You think he's a great culture fit for KW. He's, kind of a little interested in Keller Williams. You've been sharing things with him, whatever. Well, whether John Smith now is at 2.5 million in production or more, that's a capper, or a half capper, 1.25 million to 2.5, you get a reduction. So if he is a capper and he joins, you can get a reduction of $5,000 off your cap. So that means essentially if you have 4 John Smiths, you can have a goose egg cap. But now if we have a half capper is now eligible, and that can reduce your cap by $2,500. So what this looks like is John joins our company. Once he is paid the $5,000 in company dollar, or the $2,500 is going to match those reductions, that will be added or removed from your cap. Does that make sense, everybody?
Is that annually? Does that start over for us annually, or that stays our new?
No, that's going to be annual. So you have every year the opportunity to have 0 cap by 4 cappers joining under you. So one, this reduces your cap, but not only does it reduce your cap, it's really going to amp up your downline. It's really going to give you a little bit of an incentive to have some of these conversations that maybe you kind of not been having. And now not only can you earn profit share, which is never going away, but you have the ability to reduce that year's cap. And we have honestly quite a lot of agents who are right at the cap for the past couple of years. So what would it look like if you had someone join on your behalf, you get the profit share, and you reduce your cap to finally become the capper? Because once you break through that ceiling, you're going to continue to do that. So we just had a conversation yesterday as leadership, Adam, Carmen, and myself, on how can we incentivize this a little bit. brush it off a little bit, bring it back to the light and get everybody utilizing it. So how can you do this, right? Because it's like, oh, great, that's wonderful, but how? How? So here, everybody write this down. Refer market share agents to your team leader. I can't see you, Carmen and Auburn, but I'm just looking for your face. Oh, she might have had to pop off. There she is. So that's all you have to do. Now, ways we can do that. So we have the new recruiting bridge. You can utilize that system. Each agent has a unique website URL that you can share out. And people, instead of having to say, hey, Tiffany, you know, I kind of was thinking about KW. You know, you've been telling me about KW. People are a little bit embarrassed if you told them before, right? They can just go log into the little site, put their name in, and then we know to contact them. And then you are kept up with as the referring agent. And that could be a market share agent, and that could be a new agent. You want to build relationships with your favorite co-op agents. We talked about John Smith. You all have your favorite ones. If you're doing deals with people, you have your favorite people. You know who it is. Build relationships with them. You know, we on the ALC talk about events and things. Every training we have, MREA Day on Friday, the Bob Kalinsky Running Your Business Like a Business. We have some really high level training classes that other brokerages don't offer that you can very easily say, hey, why don't you come with me? Very, very few times is there a ticket price. Very few times is there like, we gotta register some long registration. Very few times is there any like pressure. And normally we're not even talking about Keller Williams. We're really just talking about how to amplify your business. So I say all this to say, you may never know how a simple invitation could brighten someone's day. One, just, hey, I'm thinking about you. Two, it can change the path of their career. Someone changed the path of my career. Someone changed the path of your career. How many of us? Vicki Wadsworth, your career path has been changed from a simple conversation or invitation. It doesn't have to be, I'm not saying this to say your conversion ratio is going to be high, because how many times does it take someone to invite you to something before you accept it? But doesn't it make you feel good? Somebody's like, hey, I was thinking about you. We got this going on. I'd love to bring you with me. So just be thinking about that. And we see those that are successful in profit share, they are lead generating for profit share, just like they're lead generating for their business. So we have a lot to offer, as you guys know, and there's things that you love, and you don't by any means have to know Keller Williams inside or out. I think that that's kind of a myth that people think, oh gosh, I don't want to talk about it because I don't really know. All you know is what's important to you, what's helping you. And if it's something you're taking advantage of, odds are someone else could take advantage of it. And when it gets to the Keller Williams ins and outs, that's what me and Carmen are for. We know the KW ins and outs, and we can have that business consultation. You can just have a relationship and a friendship, right? So anyway, who's excited about the disappearing cat? Who's gonna, okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting you too, because you're smiling. Okay. We have 5 people in this room thrilled about it. Who's gonna use it?
I'm working on it.
Okay, we got 6 here. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm taking that as a commitment.
I have a question about it.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know it says people to our team.
Yes.
Now, does that, our disappearing cat come with our market center? Like.
So you're saying Auburn? Is that specifically what you're talking about?
Specifically what I'm asking is.
I will get with Adam and we'll clarify about that. Because typically it is your market center, but Auburn is our market center. So we'll talk about it. No, you couldn't do like someone in Atlanta. Yeah, right. Because it really, the disparate cat was local to the office, because that's the company. We can only manage the company dollar on our back.
Yes.
And it would be based on the company dollar you would be bringing in. So it's making it a little more win-win. In addition to the profit share. Anybody else have any questions before we move on? Okay, Susan Sullivan, I didn't make you a slide. I'm so sorry, but you get to talk now.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to remind everybody, if you've not seen it yet, that I will be teaching Path to Getting Paid tomorrow, Wednesday, 10:30 to 11:30. It will be on Zoom. So if anybody has any questions about how to submit commissions or anything like that on the back end, if you'll just attend that, and we'll walk through all of it and open it up for questions at the end.
Thank you, Susan. That's Caravan for us. So will it be recorded or?
Yes, it will be
Okay.
recorded. And there
Awesome.
are several that live in the KW Montgomery YouTube channel already, but
Yes.
you know, everything's always like changing. And so if you did miss this recording or we don't get it up in time, you can always jump back and look at the last one I did. But yes, this will be recorded and put up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you have any outstanding closings, make sure they're put into command. Please, please, please. The sooner you can get in there, the better it will all be. And if for whatever reason it falls through, falls out, or we have an option for that. So don't worry about, oh gosh, I need to wait because I'm afraid something's going to happen. Go ahead and submit it, and that ensures us on our reports, so we know to expect it.
You feel the thing in your nose.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Susan. All right, so let's talk about what's going on in the market. This is LCAR. Carmen, do you want to take over for LCAR?
All right. So in the past 30 days, 179 listings, 243 contracts. So even though listings are down, closings and contracts are up. So people are putting things under. What are y'all seeing?
Houses are still flying off the market.
What are y'all?
They're not flying as fast as.
They're not as they were, but then if they're priced right, they're gone.
If they're priced right. I'm saying a lot of price reductions.
Yeah. Because they were priced right to start.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Because with the last 2 months, 6 weeks, with the hyper seller frantic market. People were pushing prices.
Yeah.
Basically, you priced it, that was the starting point.
Correct.
That has mitigated to where prices are.
Yeah, and school started back, and that helps.
Yeah. Now are y'all?
Price corrections, and those are corrections.
Correct.
It's correct. They need to be corrected.
Right. Because I mean, this is one of the most out of balance markets we've ever seen. I mean, when it's this out of whack, there's gonna be a correction.
And it's correcting.
Yeah.
Healthfully.
Correct. I mean, yeah, I mean,
It's healthy for the market, I think.
are y'all still seeing multiple offers?
Yes.
Well, we didn't put in a contract on one last week because our clients, because it was already under a multiple offer situation, and she said she's not gonna do that anymore. We've lost everything we've done, so, yeah. My clients are backing off. If they tell me it's multiple offer, just don't even want to see it. Don't even want to see it.
I mean, there's buyer fatigue is real.
Then they might want to buy a house, but they don't need to buy a house. Because
Mine have already
if they
started
have to
signing new leases, so we're looking at 6 months to a year again before they're ready to buy up again.
Because they want to buy a house, but they don't have to. If you've got to buy a house and there are multiple offers,
You'll do what it
you have
takes.
to, if you've got to buy a house, because that's the market you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't play the multiple offer game, you don't get it. I mean, you lose,
Before you try.
you lose, yeah.
Yeah. What are y'all seeing in Montgomery?
All right. So basically, to sum up what you guys said, you're seeing longer on the market, price reductions, less multiple offers. Is that what you guys are saying?
If it's priced right, still the same amount of multiple offers. We're just seeing the starting price getting so out of whack that, they're sitting.
Yep. So pricing accurately to the market for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. All right, so here in Montgomery, we had 431 new listings, 834 under contract, and 793 closings. So what are you guys seeing in Zoom land and here? Is it some of the same?
Well, I'm still seeing multiple offers.
Yeah.
And the good ones still not staying on the market long at all.
So a marketable property and listed appropriately, they're going multiple offers. They're going pretty quickly.
And over asking for listings.
Oh, asking, yep. I'll tell you guys, I had, I'm not doing my sales business per se, but a family deal every now and then. I had my grandmother-in-law's house. She passed and we had that house listed, and I had it listed in 24 hours, got the first offer, got the second offer. Both of them ended up being over market. Now both buyers backed out, but, and it's still in the market and I've got showings and things like crazy. But I did want to bring up on one of the offers I got, we've been talking about escalation clauses. And this agent put in an escalation clause, but over net, so $1,600 over highest net with proof to be shown. If you guys are using an escalation clause, are y'all using that? As a conversation we had in Auburn yesterday, making sure, Burton, I think the terminology you said you use is a verifiable proof, right? Verifiable will escalate to whatever, but it needs to be verifiable.
Mhm.
Is that something you guys are including in your terminology?
Yeah, any other verifiable net offer.
Yep. Because one of the things we talked about in this instance, it was exactly correct for her to ask net, not offer price, because one offer included a home warranty, closing costs, termite cost to the seller. And this other offer, although the offer price was more, this other offer was full price offer, but did not include closing costs, did not include a home warranty, and did not include the termite. So when you look at the net between the two, this offer price was more, but this net was more.
That's real good. I like that.
We've been talking about it, but this is why these conversations are so important, because as we're sharing these strategies with each other, we know, one, to be aware, and two, to include them to protect our buyer. And for the seller, are you looking at the net sheet in such a way that you're paying so close attention to the differences? I know we're all like, oh, net sheets, it's important. It's very, very important. And when we are having listings and taking multiple offers, what have you put as a system to protect yourself, to ensure that you're making sure that you're keeping up with every offer as they come in, that you're keeping up with all of the net sheets, that what does that look like? Is it a spreadsheet that you then, after you did the net sheet, you're putting into a spreadsheet? You can see it all at once. Are you lining up the offers in front of you? What system do you have to make sure that you're communicating an offer appropriately? Because what is our goal? Go ahead.
I have an amazing multiple offer spreadsheet that I'll share with you guys. It's what I used in Chattanooga. We were getting 20 to 40 offers per home. You can't do it without a spreadsheet.
Yeah, you can't wing it.
Yeah, so I'll share that with you, Katie. So you can share Montgomery, and I'll share it with you guys because it is beautiful.
Wow.
Well, I know that we talk about systems a lot and we talk about the model a lot, but it's so important for each person. And we talked about a business worth owning. A business worth owning is make sure we're on our P's and Q's, because sloppy business is not a business worth owning. Justin Cowan, how
what
are
up? Good. How are you?
you? I'm great. What are you gonna share with us?
Well, the escalation clause, was that a cash offer? Because the thing that, the escalation clause, if there's no other clause in there, like appraisal gap clause or something, that they're going to come back to the appraised value and kind of cut your legs. So if I get an offer with an escalation clause and it's not a cash offer, then I'm looking for some sort of appraisal gap clause. Because if not, it's gonna go right back down to that.
Does everybody know what he means when he says appraisal gap?
As long as it's cash, then you're cool, but if it's financed, then it's gonna go right back to appraised value. So the escalation clause is irrelevant.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important, you guys, when you're meeting with a seller, right? And they're like, my house is worth $1 million. Everybody's house is worth $1 million, right? But you have to study the market, understand how to professionally do a comparative market analysis, because you can put whatever list price on that house. And we can have, Shakira, you can offer me $1 million for that house. But if it's financed and it comes to the appraisal and they come and look and they're like, actually, the appraised value for this home is $250,000. Are you, Shakira, gonna pay out of pocket the difference between $250,000 and $1 million?
Probably not.
Very few people are going to, because they don't have that emotional attachment that you as a seller have worth $1 million. So making sure that that's in there, that if we hit an escalation and we hit over appraised value, is the buyer going to pay for that? And what Justin's pointing out is if it is cash, then you don't really necessarily need to worry about that. You need to verify that they are, but that you're going to hit that appraisal. That appraisal is going to be a hard stop, and you can come back to step one. So
Yep.
making sure that you know in these situations. We had Jenny Mosier, and she was talking about in Atlanta, she's seeing escalations with no cap. Well, that's the perfect time to pull that appraisal gap conversation into it, make sure that's negotiated in, because, oh, that sounds amazing. Gosh, as a seller, I'd be like, man, we're making some money. But you can get to that appraisal. You're not. Anybody else seeing anything we need to talk about this morning as a group, some strategies and tactics in the market?
Well, I've been seeing a lot of negotiation with just incentives for repairs.
Okay, like
kind of offering the seller offering a certain amount and the buyer, making it work with that amount, because they really just negotiating almost everything to keep the deal from falling apart.
Yeah. Well, and that's where we're going to see some of this correction that Carmen was talking about. There's going to be a correction. If you look at these two market stats and you look the difference between, the three categories, there's a huge gap, right? And so as you're going to see a correction where we've had a couple of months of the buyer comes in, they're not asking for anything, they're just closing the deal, and we're going over list price. Well, it's going to kind of have to come back to balance, and we're going to start renegotiating some different things. We're going to renegotiate repairs. We're going to see some different allowances come into play, because now the buyer's going to have a little bit more power, right? Not necessarily a full swap, but you are going to see a little bit of the balancing. We're going to see some price reductions. We're going to see some back on the markets, because people are getting a little more comfortable, I would say, right?
I've also seen appraisals being ordered a little close to inspection times, just so if the appraisal asks for something outside of the inspection, the buyers might consider that over some minor things.
Okay, yeah. Well, and for you guys that are familiar, and we've been talking about Keller Mortgage, utilizing Keller Mortgage, there's no lender fees, and they order the appraisal at time of approval. So once you're under contract, they go ahead and order that appraisal. And if for whatever reason the deal falls through, that's no cost to your buyer, but it's already been ordered and kind of confirmed. Because how many times do we get to the end? We've already negotiated all the repairs. Things may have already been fixed on the house. We're ready to go, and lo and behold, the appraisal comes back and it's not what we needed. And we've already said you kind of go back to the negotiation.
Hey, Katie, One of the
Hey.
things that I have started suggesting on a house when I take a listing is let's go ahead and get a home inspection prior to listing. Then that way, if there's anything that needs to be done, the seller is aware of it. And then the other thing is that's buyer confidence, because if they know that there's nothing that needs to be done, then you're good.
That's right.
Makes life
That's
easier
another-
for the listing agent.
That's exactly
So-
right. That's why you
so-
need me as your listing agent. No, get the inspection. She does a pre-listing and she recommends a pre-listing inspection. Yeah, before being listed.
Do,
Yeah.
Please be aware.
do
Right.
they,
Be aware of what's gonna pop up. Yes, ma'am, Vicky.
do they make that available to the buyer if they want it? But yet still, let them know if they want to have another one?
Yeah, Katie, you make that inspection available to your buyers?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not a dirty laundry list of 100 things, then yeah, we'll do that. Or if
Anybody else?
it is a list of 100 things and they can go ahead and get them done, then we just provide them a copy of the home inspection,
Right,
a copy
okay,
of the receipts where everything has been done.
okay.
And we, the agents, are not repairing. Just a reminder to everybody. We're not repair people. No, we're not. We're salespeople. Anything else you guys are seeing in the market?
We're also
Sarah?
not furniture salesmen.
Furniture sales? What now?
We're also not furniture salesmen.
Very true. Very,
So
very
if
true.
someone wants furniture, that can be discussed outside of the contract and that sort of thing. But I know something that kind of goes back with what Vicky said.
Mhm.
I noticed that since the prices of homes have gone up.
Well, everybody well, I was told to put a cap on that.
Well, that's what I was told too, but now they've changed it because everybody.
There we go.
Okay, go ahead, Sarah.
So since the prices of houses have gone up, I've noticed that a lot of the houses in the upper price range still need a ton of work because people are just selling their houses left and right and don't care what the condition is, and it's insane. So don't forget to think about FHA and VA whenever you're listing a house, to know to tell the seller, look, this house is not going to pass FHA or VA standards unless you go ahead and do these repairs, or let us tell all the agents that you're planning on doing these repairs, because there is a lot of them out there right now.
That's exactly right, Sarah. And I'm glad you brought that up, because as you're looking at your offers too, but that's what you're looking at is the financing. So we know if it's an FHA or VA, that appraisal is going to come in hard, and they're going to pull things out that need to be repaired. So as your seller's going, oh man, I've been meaning to get this done or this done, but the contractors are real busy. Let's go ahead and list it. Have the understanding that if we go under contract and they pull out these things, we will not close unless these items are done. And so that, again, Katie brought up the pre-listing inspection. That can clarify some of that. It may not cover everything, but it will kind of protect and set that expectation. That's the best thing we can do as professionals, to set an expectation for our buyers and sellers. That's what makes us professionals. Carmen, were you guys going to say something in Auburn? Okay, so let's look at the shift book. And you guys know, especially in Montgomery, lo and behold, COVID, we have been all in shift. You see my little taggies? It's like lined every word. If you do not have the shift book, you need to get the shift book. It was written by Gary Keller, Dave Jinks, and Jay Papazan. It is awesome. It's a high recommended companion to the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. It's just really been such great information. And so we're going to look at page 223 this morning, because I felt like it was right on point of what we're talking about, mastering the market of the moment. And this too, guys, is why we have these weekly conversations. While you're studying the numbers daily, you're looking at the market that you're in. You know your neighborhoods that you're farming. You know the neighborhood that you live in. You know the neighborhood that you have listings in. it's changing so quickly, and it changes very gradually until all of a sudden it's a big change. And if we as individuals are not keeping up with that, we shouldn't call ourselves professionals. Okay, so mastering the market at the moment is tactic 11, and it really talks about foreclosures and REOs and short sales and stuff. I'm not gonna get into all that, okay? Not. We're planning on having a guest speaker to come, but that's all they do, and we'll do a whole class around that. So every market brings its own rhythm and its own rhyme. Niches and unique opportunities that show up in one market disappear in another. While some market factors remain the same, no matter the market, other factors will change in every market. Each shift has its own unique characteristics with possibilities and prospects that are specific to that market. These instances are the markets of the moment. They appear to make sure you take notice. Don't hesitate. There's a definite advantage that goes to those who move first. The sooner you get involved, the better. Whether you completely dive into the new opportunities or not, they're worth studying and mastering. So mastering these gradual things, guys. Master the gradual things. Let's see. I had a tough times for one person usually turn into tough times for many. A shift can turn the life of a real estate professional on its head. So previous people that could have afforded things now are having challenges. Many homeowners will owe more than they can no longer afford, and they will have to foreclose on their homes. We're not quite to that, but that's what we're expecting. That's what the economists are saying. We're going to have an expectation. It's not going to be the same as 2008. No one is expecting that, but there's definitely going to be a shift again, and we're going to see some owners in in a situation where you literally can change their life by presenting them with the worth of their home. Let's see, I already have shifts can be maddening. Just when everything seems to be going right, something goes wrong. Typical transactions are now atypical. Anything settled can become unsettled. With more unusual than usual, the expected and the unexpected frequently turn up together. It feels like the only thing you can count on is nothing. Nothing works like it once did. Nothing goes like it used to. Real estate transactions are not trouble-free anymore. When a shift happens, few sales are easy and almost all closings are a challenge. You work for every sale and its successful close. What makes this market especially tough is the willingness of buyers to walk at any point. Had it twice, 24 hours, 48 hours. When everyone believes the market's headed up, the buyers are afraid of missing out. When everyone believes the market's headed down, the buyers are afraid of sinking with the ship. Both markets are driven for the fear of making a mistake. But one drives the buyers to hold deals together at almost any cost. Vicki was talking about that, right? We're going to negotiate it and make sure it works. Other drives buyers to allow deals to fall apart for almost any reason. It can almost seem like buyers are actually seeking a way to undo the deal. In a shift, this often makes closing a sale demanding and difficult. Anybody got an amen over there?
Mhm.
It's a challenging time. And yet we are up for the challenge. We're ready, we're armed with the facts, we know the market, we're mastering our strategies and tactics, we're masterminding with one another, and we're gonna be the top of the game. Did you guys know that KW, specifically in Montgomery, closes more buyers than any other agency? So in this market, when it's hard to get a buyer closed and you're meeting with the seller, my company closes more buyers and works with more buyers than any other company in the area. So isn't your goal to get your home sold? My number one focus is to find you a buyer to close this home. And the first thing I'm gonna do is make an announcement to my agents in my office and share with them, we have a new listing. That's another, it's not just a script, it's the fact, it's the market data, right? Are you guys utilizing that in conversation? I know, Justin, if you're still on, that was one of the conversations we had with you for sale by owner, right?
Yes, ma'am.
making sure that seller knew, hey, look, it not only working with me, you may be looking at, oh man, I've got to pay commission, but look at the pool of buyers I can bring. Look at the exposure to your listing that's so much higher than your for sale by owner sign in the yard. Right?
Right. And I got.
Anybody else have any conversations y'all are having with for sale by owners or sellers right now?
Well, I know, and I know I had a conversation with one of them last week, one of them, right? You know, they're worried about their stats.
Mm-hmm.
Then you don't have stats, but KW has stats.
Exactly.
So you use KW stats.
Exactly.
You are bigger.
Exactly. So what Carol's saying is, if you're a newer agent and you're like, man, I don't have the production, and you may be looking at the presentation and where it says, you know, agent stats, use your office stats. That is a big deal to someone sitting across from you wanting to do business with you. That's a reflection of the level of business you're going to handle for them, the value you bring. So don't just be like, oh man, gosh, whoa, I hadn't had that many. What has Keller Williams done in the market? What has your office done in the market? Right? Because you got a team of people at your back, and that's exactly what we led with, is us helping one another, right? Anyway, just make sure that you're showing up, you're looking at your MLS, you know your numbers personally, what's going on in the market, you're participating in these conversations and masterminds, because they may feel like, oh gosh, I got to carve an hour out of my week or this, that, and the other. I'm so busy. But if you miss some of these conversations, you don't know what business you're going to miss, because you weren't empowered with that conversation, with that data, with those statistics, right? All right, so Mega Camp is coming up August 23rd through 26th. Austin actually closed down the event, and so it's all going to be completely digital. You can register at megacamp.kw.com, and looks like ticket prices increase soon. These are some sessions they're going to have: lead generation in a high demand market, new homes, new opportunities, leadership for every level, clear path to financial freedom. This is something they started last year, was talking about wealth building and things. I'm just going to tell you, they're really, really good sessions, just so good. And then they have been doing the script off, which they continued, and they started last year. And the final one is on the 12th. So at KW Connect, you can find that. The cool thing is they also transcribe the scripts, and so they make them available for us too. We've used them a couple times here in the office. Sometimes it's the simplest script that's winning these things. It doesn't have to be all the wordy words, right? Just have to be effective words. And here is a little video on Mega Camp from Gary.
Leadership appreciates and understands the importance of construction has in our business. And knowing that this real estate segment will benefit you and your business, the KW brand will absolutely give value to your customers. We are into conversations about our KW new home edition of Legacy International. We believe in this so much that we'll soon be announcing the launch of KW new homes, powered by Legacy International. Just as you've witnessed with our penetration into the luxury land commercial spaces, we'll tirelessly work on the KW new home initiative until Keller Williams is seen as the industry leader. And I promise you, you'll love this space. This legacy partnership is pivotal to the success of the expansion. And I know you will form the office.
Okay, so I thought that was a Mega Camp video. It was not. It was about the KW new homes. So as you heard Gary say, Keller Williams is branching into the new home sector of the industry, and they have worked with a partnership with a new home developer, I think, and they're going to branch. I'm not quite sure on the facts of how it's going to kind of come to us, but they're right now offering new home build classes. They're working on making sure in each state, as much as they can, some of it can count as CE, because that's kind of a question a lot of people have, is they're not really familiar with, if you're not an on-site agent, what are the ins and outs and that sort of thing. So to give everybody a little bit of experience as the new homes have been popping up, right, so much lately, just making sure that the KW brand is covered and our agents are educated. So they've already offered some classes kind of online Again, I don't think it's counting for CE in Alabama at this point, yet that is their intention. So you may see some emails or things about that, and just investigate that if that's something you're interested in. Any training KW puts on is never a waste of time, but it's just something kind of coming down the pipe from Keller Williams International. Here he goes. Here he goes again. Ah, okay. Yay. All right. So it's game time. Do not jack like that. It's game time. We have a new contest, new productivity coaching contest that I'm going to let Miss Vicki and Shacarol pop in and share with you guys. More details are coming soon, so we're not kind of giving all the details. We're just giving a heads up that we're going to do a very exciting contest. So I'm going to let them take over now.
Shacarol, you can go.
Is it in there?
You can go, Miss Vicki, or you want me to go?
You can go, and I'll cover Ignite.
Okay, well, what we have come up with is for our PC program, all the agents are supposed to be turning in their numbers, and that is, you know, how many listings they have, how many buyers they have, how many agreements they have, how many contacts they've put in, and so on. So what we have come up with is that there's like 35, 36 so agents in the PC program. We want, in order for us to hold each other accountable, we want to we will be breaking up into 7 teams. We'll have 7 captains from the PC group that we will talk to. Me and Ms. Vicki have some people in mind, and we will put, you know, 5 or so people in a group, and whichever group, we will start this after Ignite. Whichever group can turn in their numbers, turn in the most numbers or all their numbers weekly, every week we'll put their group into a drawing to win a grand prize. And we will not say yet what the prize is, but it will be worth your time. And it just holds everyone accountable. And what we have learned, if you're holding someone accountable, you will do the work.
And we will be having more details to come. So for right now, you can kind of hold your questions, but do have them in mind, because we will have more details to come. And even as Shacarol said, that this will be after Ignite. And as everybody know, Ignite will be starting a week from today in person at the Market Center in Montgomery at 6 p.m. all the way from next Tuesday, which is the 17th, through September the 23rd. We have 18 different classes that will be taught. So please mark your calendar so you can be in attendance, because you don't want to miss Ignite.
Goodness gracious. I think I got it. All right. Hey, so just the TV's unmuted. Okay. Just heads up about that. It's going to be very fun, very exciting, and it's just kind of a way to get everybody engaged, everybody on the same page, because the closer you are in engagement to doing the activities, that's when you're going to see the production, right? And so who on here is a top producer that learned from Ignite?
I am.
You did what, sir? Were you perhaps the only person who attended Ignite for was it like two Ignite rotations you did?
Just one.
Okay, but you were the only person to show up, right?
Yes, I was the only person that was in the Ignite session. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when did you get your real estate license?
November of last year.
Okay, and what ranking are you in the office?
I think number 2. Number 2, I think.
Okay, showing up says a lot, guys. I see Vicky did Ignite, right? She was the top listing taking agent last year. Sarah, Katie, they're one of our mega agent teams. They both did Ignite when they started in real estate. Let's see who else we got here. I did Ignite when I started, not that that's saying a lot. It's so much better though, if you did kind of the original deal. It was like a 4-hour long session in person. We had created this hybrid situation due to COVID. Back in person, showing up at night. This is convenient for our Decorah people. Just show up, guys. You don't know, like I said, you don't know what you're gonna miss by not, right? Do yourself a service, commit to doing this. It's 18 sessions, but it's only 3 nights a week, an hour at a time.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Very
Thursday.
helpful.
Exactly.
It's
Very,
very
very helpful. It goes all the way from working with new clients, doing, utilizing the technology, learning scripts. It's a big way to launch your career, and that's why they call it Ignite. And so just don't miss out. Okay, we're gonna stop preaching about it, but don't miss it. Okay, don't miss it. All right, so August calendar's out. You guys have all seen it. Any of the Zoom links you need for anything are linked in there. We do have some in-person and some online opportunities put in parentheses, whether it's in person only or if it's on Zoom only. So just make sure you note that because we're kind of coming back in person a little bit. In person in Auburn, Managing Broker Burton Hadaway is going over contracts and auxiliary forms. He's doing all these classes in person. Again, it's all for who shows up. So make sure that you take the opportunity. Specifically, Auburn, you guys have changed some of your compliance things. Make sure that you have a clear understanding around what docs are required and what you need to be doing, okay? Burton is taking the time and walking through with agents there in person to have the ability to ask questions and things like that. And this is for Auburn. And then, of course, we already said Ignite is here in the Montgomery training room. Auburn, we have an option for you. Get with Carmen. We're not going to leave you guys out. Just get with her, and she's got a plan for y'all. And here are the sessions. So we kind of highlighted over it, but it literally goes through all things you need practically to get you going. So even if you're like, man, I feel like I've done Ignite recently, but I could brush up on my value proposition. You can hop in that class on the 26th. Or if you're like, man, I've been really buyer heavy, I want to jump in with listings and sellers, you can pop in on the find seller leads. It goes through all of those things. So we put this out so you can kind of see a list of everything it goes through and have the opportunity to join in everything. If you've never taken it before, you need the whole shebang. The whole everything. Y'all see me on my eyeballs? Everything. But if you have and you kind of want to brush up on one of these things, you're welcome to kind of come in and see some of the stuff. All right. Carmen, are you there? You want to talk about MREA Day?
Hello. It is going to be an amazing class. So my mom and her business partner, January to July, they've sold over 45 million in volume. They're going to come and tell us how they did it, how they built this, and give you kind of like how they build their referral network, their repeat clients year after year, how we keep people engaged. Robert Moss is one of the biggest profit share earners in Chattanooga, and he's going to tell you how he did that. And then Nathan Brown is going to do the DISC class. If you've never heard of DISC, D-I-S-C, it is awesome. It is one of my favorite classes. Helps you with your conversion rates, and it also, helps you honestly with your family, with your friends, how to communicate with people. Lunch is provided, and if you bring a co-op agent who is not with Keller Williams, you will be entered into a giveaway for $200 cash. So bring people, but you have to RSVP.
Yes, we need a head count. Please, please, please. It's in Auburn at Moore's Mill Club. And we'll do for Montgomery people, I'm happy to do a carpool and get us all together. We would need to leave early that morning because it starts at 10. So probably leave around 8:30.
Do we need to RSVP with Carmen or Katie?
You can
Either.
RSVP with me and I'll forward it over to Carmen. I already had a couple people speak to me that we've put in on the head count, but anybody else, make sure that, and the deadline is tomorrow by noon to let us know. Because we gotta give them a head count.
10 to 3.
Everybody good? We're very excited. Carmen, I'm super excited about this class.
It's gonna be really, really good. And if nothing else, you'll at least get a nugget and you get free lunch. So, and these
Exactly.
people are, top of the business. I'm biased, but they're impressive. So
They're very impressive. Y'all heard the 45 million year to date. So that's pretty impressive. And then Nathan Brown is the team leader there, one of the team leaders in Chattanooga. So he's running, what does Chattanooga do annually, production?
A ton. We are top 5 Keller Williams globally.
Globally. Did y'all hear that? Globally. So you're going to hear it from some high level business people. And it's always good, guys, to get out of our little bubble and our little market and kind of see what other people are doing. That really keeps you sharp, keeps you on your toes, gives you some great nuggets that like someone in our market's not doing that you could just start doing.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks so much, Carmen, for putting that together. I am so excited about it.
I'm excited too.
And then Taisha is doing a chat and chew on the 19th here in the Montgomery office. You need to RSVP by her, and she's got her email there. It's also been emailed out and all of that. So make sure that you can come to that. You'll bring your lunch and talk about how your attitude and priorities affect your daily outcome. So she actually has a coaching company and she coaches some different producing agents in the market, and she's going to be doing some of these kind of more frequently here in our office. So if you've never had Taisha lead a class, it's a wonderful class. You definitely want to take the time to attend. And then Career Night is also on the 19th. Here in person, we've already sent out the Eventbrite link. It's in Facebook. I've only got a couple people registered. I would love to have a full group again. There are more people than ever getting into real estate. This is an easy thing to share out as we're talking about growing your downline and getting people interested. They can come here and learn a little bit about KW, see what we have. Maybe it's a match, maybe it's not, but you'll never know unless you kind of put that out there. So it's just a great thing to push out on social media. And then Keller Mortgage is doing another refinance special. Okay. This is going, I believe, into September. I'll double check the deadline around that, but they're doing another reduction. This is a great thing to call. Burton, I know you're doing out mailers. He literally hand wrote a note because he refinanced through Keller Mortgage with his personal testimony recommendation and is sending it out to his database. So however you want to get the news out, this is a great conversation. And basically you say, hey, they've got ability to lower your monthly payments possibly. There's no lender fees, there's fast processing. It's a great experience. And then you send them through your either app link or through your dashboard in Keller Mortgage. So everybody can go to kellermortgage.com and log in. It'll say agent login. You log in through your MyKW login and password. And you have the ability to send a unique link out to people. And once they then register or apply, it'll keep you up to date with their progress. I did Keller Mortgage for my purchase in November, saved $6,000, got the appraisal ordered really quickly. It was fast, easy. They communicated with me, the client, or my husband, the client, and me, the agent, the whole way through. So easy. Now, this is going to be standard, just kind of your run-of-the-mill buyer or seller. It's not going to be any special circumstances or like a jumbo loan or like past bankruptcy or kind of iffy credit. This is really your kind of basic person for lending. But anybody that's you're talking to and you're like, hey, would you like a comparative market analysis on your home? I'd love to talk to you more about the worth of your home. We're missing listings, that sort of thing. And they're like, man, I'm not ready. You know what? Why don't you look at Keller Mortgage just to give it a look and see if you can lower your monthly payment. That person's going to remember you forever. And when they do get ready to sell, or they have someone they know ready to sell, they're going to recommend you at that point. Miss Vicki, were you going to say something?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Hey, Katie.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey, listen, tell me again the date of the luncheon in Auburn that we would leave at 8:30 for?
It's on the 13th, so that's Friday.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so that's really all I have today. I've got some other stuff we can kind of go over another time. But does anybody have any final words, feedback, comments, questions, concerns? Thank you for sharing your morning with us. I'm so glad to be back. I have missed you guys dearly, missed y'all last week. And if you have something you need us for, just let us know. See you Friday, tomorrow, Path to Getting Paid. Be sure to tune into that if you haven't yet. I know it's on your first 100 days if you're just now getting started. And we'll see you soon. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.